What was weird about Antarctica?
You can't go to the interior of Antarctica, which is where we were.
That is now causing these problems.
A drone flew over the wall of Antarctica's ice and captured a video that has shocked scientists and explorers. What it showed is like nothing anyone has ever seen. Big cracks in the ice, strange shapes below the surface, and movements that seem impossible. For many years, Antarctica has been a frozen mystery, its wide white deserts hiding secrets older than humans. Now, with modern drones going where people cannot safely go, we are seeing signs of something fearful and odd. Could this be showing the first real look at what is beyond the ice wall? Join us in this video as we discuss the details. Terrifying footage captured by a drone flying over the Antarctica ice wall. One of the most shocking places on Earth is Antarctica, a frozen planet with more surprises than anyone could ever know. Scientists continue to find strange animals, missing pieces, and clues about how life survives in such harsh environments under the endless snow and ice. It may look like a place of stillness, yet it is really full of wonders that very few people ever get to see. In the freezing waters of the Weddell Sea, a drone has discovered an incredible colony of ice fish stretching across miles of ocean floor. It is said to be as large as the country of Malta and home to over 60 million fish. These creatures are unlike anything else in the world. Their blood is clear, and it carries no red pigment. They survive in waters that would immediately freeze a lot of other fishes because they normally release an antifreeze. Each one builds a little nest to keep its eggs, showing how life manages to survive and succeed even in the planet's coldest places. The Weddell seals, who live nearby, are really skilled at crossing the cold depths. These tough creatures have the ability to hold their breath for more than an hour and dive more than 2,000 feet. They manage their way under large sheets of ice by using the Earth's magnetic field. They can find air openings and search for food in the dark waters below, thanks to their deep sense of direction. It serves as a reminder of how easily nature prepares every living thing for survival. However, there are still more mysteries in the sea. Its secret depths are home to strange creatures, including big squid, translucent jellyfish, and giant sea spiders. The colossal squid, which can grow as long as 46 feet, has eyes as large as dinner plates and powerful tentacles that leave scars on sperm whales after fierce underwater battles. The emperor penguins also make their home here, standing tall and proud as they raise their young during the coldest months of the year. Their strength and unity in the face of brutal weather show how teamwork keeps life going, even when everything seems impossible. On the icy surface, something else astonishing happens. Meteorites from space fall and remain frozen in time. Because the dark rocks stand out against the white ice, scientists can spot them easily. Some of these space rocks have been found to weigh over 17 pounds. Each one offers clues about the solar system and the early days of the universe. Antarctica's frozen desert, untouched by pollution or decay, keeps these treasures safe for thousands of years. Hidden beneath the snow, the remains of past explorers still tell their stories. The most famous of these is Ernest Shackleton's ship, the Endurance. It was trapped by sea ice in 1915 and sank, forcing his crew to fight for survival in unbearable cold.
You can see her paintwork, you can see the bolts, you can see the ship's name. Endurance, seen a wreck anything like it.
When the wreck was finally found, more than a century later, it looked almost untouched, preserved by the icy waters. Not far from where it was discovered, old crates of whiskey and brandy were also found, frozen solid since Shackleton's time. The bottles were carefully studied and even recreated so people could taste a small piece of history. Small surprises that seem almost like a dream can also be found in Antarctic life. It has been found that tiny sea anemones live upside down inside the ice, using their tentacles to collect food from the icy water. The oldest DNA ever taken was shown in the deep ocean and is more than 1 million years old. These remains show a period when the place was green and filled with plants and animals. Beetle, tree, and flower fossils shows that Antarctica had a warm climate before the onset of ice. There are still remains of that forgotten world today. Under the Filchner-Ronne ice shelf, big tunnels that are hundreds of feet high have been found. These tunnels may provide ideas on the movement and melting of the ice. Despite its seeming desolation, Antarctica is a place rich in intrigue, life, and history. For anyone bold enough to find it, it is a frozen time capsule carrying the past, present, and maybe even the future of life on Earth. What secrets might be hiding under Mount Kailash, if experts are still shocked by old constructions all across the world? Let's find out. What lies beneath Antarctica's ice walls? Antarctica is larger than the United States and Mexico combined. Yet it remains one of the most secretive and least explored places on Earth. Beneath its thick layers of ice lie mysteries that scientists are still trying to understand, from fossils of ancient creatures to volcanoes that spit gold and waterfalls that run red. New findings show that Antarctica is far more than a frozen wasteland. It is a place filled with strange beauty, history, and life. Millions of years ago, Antarctica looked nothing like it does today. Around 71 million years ago, there were no ice caps. The land was warm, green, and full of living creatures. Dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals walked across what is now endless snow. Proof of this came in 2016, when scientists on James Ross Island found many well-preserved fossils. These fossils were between 71 and 67 million years old. Some belonged to ancient bird-like animals, while others came from huge reptiles like the Mosasaurus, a sea creature that once ruled the oceans. This discovery proved that Antarctica was once a lively land long before it froze over. In 1985, another strange discovery was made: a human skull. It was found in the South Shetland Islands on Yamata Beach, Cape Sheriff. According to experts, it belonged to a southern Chilean indigenous woman who may have arrived in the early 1820s. If this is correct, humans may have arrived in Antarctica before the first written official search. The skull gave a tiny but strong hint that people might have arrived on the cold continent sooner than first believed. Almost 99% of Antarctica is now covered with ice. It carries over 90% of the fresh water on Earth. The continent is almost the size of the United States, Argentina, Kazakhstan, and France put together, with an area of 5.4 million square miles. The Gamburtsev Mountains are a hidden mountain range under all that ice. When scientists saw that the ice in one place was thinner than thought, they made the finding in 1958. They found big peaks 750 miles long and 9,000 feet high under the surface. These mountains are still among the biggest geological wonders in the world. Hidden behind miles of ice, Mount Erebus, the planet's southernmost active volcano, is also found in Antarctica. It has been erupting for decades and is the continent's second highest volcano. Mount Erebus is special because it shoots out tiny crystal-like particles called anorthoclase, and even small traces of gold. Since the 1970s, scientists have found microscopic gold particles in the nearby snow. Although the volcano releases around 80 grams of gold each day, it spreads across a wide area and can't be collected. When freezing air and hot volcanic gas mix to make tiny golden dust, gold is created. one of the few permanent lava lakes on Earth, is found deep inside Mount Erebus, burning a brilliant orange against the surrounding ice. The Blood Falls, which are found close to Taylor Glacier, are another amazing sight in Antarctica. The waterfall seems to be dripping red blood from the ice. Originally believed to be created by algae, scientists later found that the color is really formed by iron-rich salt water flowing under the glacier. When the iron meets oxygen, it turns red, coloring the ice around it. Even though temperatures reach minus 17 degrees Celsius, 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit, the water does not freeze because of its high salt content, which lowers the freezing point. Blood Falls stands as one of the most haunting yet beautiful wonders in Antarctica. The ice itself can also look colorful. While many icebergs are white or blue, some appear green, black, or striped. These colors are caused by different elements mixed in the water before it froze. Ice with algae turns green, ice with minerals or sediment becomes black, and melted and refrozen water looks deep blue. Each stripe tells a story of how the ice was formed and what materials were trapped inside it. Though it seems lifeless, Antarctica has small signs of civilization. McMurdo Station, the continent's largest research base, has a few shops, coffee spots, and even 2 Wells Fargo ATMs. Installed in 1998, they are the only machines available for cash withdrawals in Antarctica. Scientists working there use the base as a center for studying climate, geology, and wildlife in some of the harshest conditions on Earth. Antarctica is full of wonders that show how powerful and big our world is, from old remains and hidden mountain ranges to crystal-spitting volcanoes and scarlet waterfalls. Stories from millions of years ago can be found under its icy surface, and they serve as a steady reminder of how little we know about the most interesting and cold continent on Earth. What else might be hiding in Antarctica's unknown depths, ready to totally change our view of the world? Let's delve deeper. Hidden worlds beneath Antarctica. Antarctica is a special place on Earth. It is controlled by the 1959 Antarctic Treaty and is not owned by any nation. This pact forbids mining and military operations in favor of protecting the planet and scientific advancement. Under strict rules, more than 56,000 tourists come each year, and scientific facilities like the South Pole Station are open year-round. Scientists, not governments, explore this frozen land. In February 2024, an autonomous submarine named RAN, costing $3.6 to $6 million, disappeared under the Thwaite Glacier, weeks before it was supposed to retire. Before it vanished, RAN sent back astonishing footage. Scientists compared it to seeing the far side of the moon. The footage showed teardrop-shaped ice formations up to 1,300 feet long, a blood-red waterfall, and a rainforest 90 million years old trapped under ice. RAN may have been trapped under shifting ice or a collapsed section of the glacier. Its successor, RAN II, is being prepared to continue the mission. Some people talk about an ice wall around Antarctica, but it is just a ring of ice shelves covering about 75% of the coastline. These shelves rise 150 to 200 feet above the sea and continue hundreds of feet below. The Ross Ice Shelf is about the size of France. Blurry satellite images fueled myths, but this is due to fewer satellite passes and low demand for images, not secrets historical missions added to rumors. Modern research has revealed that Antarctica holds ancient landscapes. Under a mile of ice, radar imaging showed basins, hills, and valleys that had been kept for 34 million years by slow ice movement. While the first Antarctic amber found in 2024 contains moss, spores, and maybe insects, sediment cores from Pine Island Glacier shows decayed roots, spores, and pollen from a 90-million-year-old rainforest. Antarctica stayed warm and green throughout the Cretaceous epoch due to greater carbon dioxide levels. Antarctica has different subglacial features as well. The iron-rich water at Taylor Glacier's Blood Falls rusts when it comes into contact with oxygen, giving it its red color. It is fed by a lake that has been ignored for 1.5 million years and is home to microorganisms that cannot survive in the absence of oxygen or sunlight. There are 231 subglacial lakes in Antarctica, including Lake Vostok, which is covered in 2.4 miles of ice. It may have geothermal vents that keeps life similar to deep-sea habitats and can hold 5,400 cubic kilometers of water. Antarctica is being affected by climate change more quickly than thought. In just 9 days on February 6, 2020, a heat wave that reached 18.3 degrees Celsius, 64.9 degrees Fahrenheit, melted a fifth of Eagle Island's snowpack. Ice shelves are quickly falling. In 2022, for example, the Conga Glenza shelf fell in just 9 days. Sea levels are not directly raised by ice shelves, although they do keep glaciers at bay. Sea levels rise when shelves fall and glaciers fall into the ocean. The West Antarctic ice sheet may eventually raise levels by 10 feet or more, while Thwaite Glacier may add more than 2 feet. New drones, like as the Windrayers Ultra, safely map ice, keep an eye on wildlife, and detect changes in the climate without hurting human life. Drones meant for rebuilding activities are not allowed in order to stop dangers and to keep animals safe. Real footage is only caught by authorized scientific drones. To conclude this, Antarctica is more than just snow and ice. Ancient rainforests, rare subglacial lakes, preserved ecosystems, and live microorganisms can all be found in this frozen library of Earth's past. It teaches us about past climates and warns about possible future changes. Every discovery, from vanished submarines to hidden lakes, shows that Antarctica is still full of secrets and surprises, and scientists continue to explore what lies beneath the ice. If Antarctica hides ancient rainforests, subglacial lakes, and lost ecosystems, could it also conceal evidence of advanced beings and forgotten civilizations beneath its ice? Let's learn more. Secrets of Antarctica and Advanced Beings. In August 1946, the United States launched what was called Operation High Jump. This was led by Admiral Richard E. Byrd, a famous naval officer and explorer.
Hopefully, planes will add a new dimension to Antarctic exploration. Richard E. Byrd, first to blaze an air route to the North Pole, prepares for a similar flight over the bottom of the Earth.
Byrd had already made history by flying over the North Pole, and later the South Pole. Operation High Jump was the largest expedition ever sent to Antarctica at that time. It involved 13 ships, 23 aircraft, and more than 4,700 military personnel. Officially, the mission was supposed to last about 4 months and included exploring the continent, testing equipment, and evaluating sites for potential military bases. However, according to what is said to be Byrd's private diary, which was discovered by his son after his death, the expedition turned into something much stranger than a routine military mission. In his diary, Byrd allegedly described finding an entrance beneath the South Pole that led into the Earth. Byrd and his team reportedly flew planes into this entrance and discovered a warm, green area with landscapes that should not have existed under all the ice. Byrd described seeing a bright, shimmering city made entirely of crystal. While flying, The planes were surrounded by disc-shaped flying objects that seemed to guide them to a landing area. In a cavernous space below the surface, Byrd claimed he met a being he called the Master. This being told him that advanced civilizations were worried about humanity because of the use of nuclear weapons, mentioning the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Byrd wrote that the being hoped humans would stop destroying themselves and the planet. After returning from the expedition, Byrd was allegedly told by government officials that he could never speak about what he had seen and that all details were classified. If true, this story suggests that advanced non-human life might exist beneath the Earth and may be monitoring human activity, especially regarding nuclear weapons. Many decades later, in 2018, a retired Navy SEAL whistleblower who went by Spartan 1 came forward with his own account of unusual discoveries in Antarctica. He said that in August 2003, he was part of a secret mission on the southeast coast of Antarctica, while the official story was that his team was on a research and rescue mission. Spartan 1 said they found an enormous octagonal structure sticking out of the ice. The doors were said to be between 18 and 30 feet thick, yet could be opened with minimal effort. And inside, temperatures were warm, around 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit, and the hallways were lit with a strange green light, though the source of the light could not be identified. The walls had markings that resembled hieroglyphics, but which did not match any known human writing. Spartan 1 said his team experienced magnetic and electrical disturbances while in the structure, and were later warned by officials from Washington not to fly over the site or speak about it. These modern reports are often connected to myths and ancient stories. Across many cultures, texts mention advanced civilizations that were destroyed by floods. The Epic of Gilgamesh, ancient Egyptian writings, and the Greek philosopher Plato all describe such pre-flood societies. Plato wrote about Atlantis, a highly advanced civilization that existed thousands of years before his time. Some theorists believe Antarctica may have been home to this civilization, which was possibly extraterrestrial in origin and became trapped under ice after a massive pole shift around 13,000 years ago.
Antarctica is the last frontier. It holds our imagination. Old maps that said, "Here be monsters." The last remaining territory on the planet that could have such a designation is Antarctica.
Some researchers even suggest that the pyramids found around the world, from Egypt to Peru and Indonesia, may have been modeled after an original structure in Antarctica. Other evidence cited includes satellite images showing strange openings in Antarctic mountains, skid marks on ice that look like crash landings, and reports of flying craft moving at extreme speeds. Some scientists and enthusiasts link these findings to the UFO sightings reported near nuclear sites, noting that advanced beings may have been observing humanity's nuclear activity for decades. If all of this is true, it could mean that hidden structures, possibly extraterrestrial, exist beneath the Antarctic ice, and that they have been actively monitored by governments for a long time. While mainstream science has not verified these claims, the combination of Byrd's alleged diary, modern whistleblower accounts, mythological connections, and satellite anomalies suggests that there may be much more happening in Antarctica than is publicly known. Some believe the continent may contain remains of ancient civilizations or even ongoing extraterrestrial activity. This raises profound questions about human history, archaeology, and the potential presence of life beyond what we know. If these hidden realities are real, the discoveries could change everything we understand about the past, the present, and our place in the universe. What else do you think lies beneath the Antarctica ice wall? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video shown on your screen to catch up on your favorite celebrity stories. See you there.